Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Now this is the part 7 of NEET MDS 2021 question paper series. So before starting this video, I want to say that these are just remember question. So the question or option, even the answers may vary. Now let's start the video. So the first question was about the triage. So in which they have asked that the red color in triage represents. So in the emergency department, triage refers to the methods used to assess patient severity of injury or illness within a short time after their arrival and assign the priorities and transfer each patient to the appropriate place for the treatment. So triage include three categories: red, yellow, and green. So red is the emergency. So those with emergency signs require immediate emergency treatment. Yellow is the priorities. So those with the priority signs should be given priority in the queue for rapid assessment and treatment. And green is the non-urgent. So those who have no emergency or priority signs, they are non-urgent. So in those cases can wait for their turn for the assessment and treatment. I hope it's clear. Now moving to the next question. So the next question was about the thyroglossal duct cyst. So thyroglossal cyst is an irregular neck mass or lump which develops from the cells and tissues left over after the formation of thyroid gland. So the clinical features include a small and soft round mass in the center of neck. There is tenderness, redness, and swelling of the mass if infected, and there is difficulty in swallowing and breathing. Now moving to the next question. So the next question was an image-based question in which an image of compound odontoma was given. So the compound odontoma appear as a collection of small teeth in the radiograph. So the differential diagnosis represents supernumerary teeth, and the complex odontoma appear as a radiodense mass of hard tissue, and hence it has a broader differential diagnosis. Now moving to the next question. So the next question was about the fluoride supplementation. So they have asked about a 4-year-old child having water fluoride concentration of about 0.25 ppm or zero point 0.5 ppm. I don't remember, but according to American Dental Association Association recommendation doses for fluoride supplementation for a 4-year-old child, if the water fluoridation content is 0.25 ppm, then zero point 0.5 milligram of fluoride supplementation has to be given. And if the water content is zero point 0.5 ppm, then 0.25 ppm, 25 milligram of fluoride supplementation has to be given. And if it is more than zero point 0.6, then no fluoride supplementation has to be given. I hope it's clear. Now moving to the next question. So the next question was again about the fluoride. So they have asked that which contains the maximum amount of fluoride. So stannous fluoride contains the maximum amount of fluoride. So among the sodium fluoride, APF and stannous fluoride, the stannous fluoride contains 19,360 ppm of fluoride, whereas APF contains 12,300 ppm of fluoride, and sodium fluoride contains 9,050 ppm of fluoride. Now moving to the next question. The next question was about the speech assessment. So they have asked about the cleft lip and palate speech assessment. So it is done in the 18 months of age. Next question. So the next question was an image-based question. So in this, the image-based question, there was the histology of malignant melanoma was given. Now next question was about the serous demilune. So in which again the histology of serous demilune was given. In the figure B represents the histology of salivary gland. So in figure B, striated ducts, serous demilune, serous acini, mucous acini, and intercalated ducts are marked. So this is for your more information. Now moving to the next question. The next question was about the Ludwig's angina. So Ludwig's angina is a serious, potentially life-threatening infection of the neck and the floor of mouth. So there is a bilateral wood-like swelling in the submandibular gland. Sublingual and submental spaces are present. It is rapid in onset and skin is tense and tends to pit and blanch on pressure. So rapidly spreading edema, and there is elevation of trunk which is associated with dysphagia, odynophagia, dysphonia and cyanosis. I hope it's clear. Now moving to the next question. So the next question was again an image based question in which an image of peripheral ossifying fibroma was given. So peripheral ossifying fibroma is a reactionary lesion defined as any solitary growth on the gingiva thought to arise from periodontal ligament, most commonly at the region of interdental papilla. So exuberance of tissue is caused by initiating factor such as calculus or a food particle that become lodged in the sulcus, creating an initial irritation. I hope it's clear. Now moving to the next question. So it was again an image-based question in which a diagram of silolith was given. So silolith is calculi within the salivary gland. So if calculus is present in the salivary gland, then saliva will be trapped in the gland and it may cause painful swelling and inflammation of the gland. That's all. So that's all for today's video. If you have any query, then please let me know in the comment section. If you find this video informative, then please press thumbs up. And till then, take care and happy learning. Thank you so much.